Before you finish this sentence, an animal has already killed something. Not a lion, not a shark, not a cheetah, an ant. Every list you've ever seen about the fastest killers on Earth, magazines, documentaries, every nature channel, they all make the same mistake. They're measuring the wrong thing. And today, we're going to fix that. The fastest killers in the animal kingdom operate in timescales your nervous system literally cannot perceive. We're talking 0.000015 seconds. That's not fast. That's a different category of reality. Here's what we were taught. The cheetah, 120 kilometers per hour. The peregrine falcon in a dive, 389. These are real, these are impressive, and they are completely irrelevant to what fastest killer actually means. Speed of movement is not the same as speed of death. A cheetah sprints, and then it still has to suffocate its prey. That takes minutes. A snake like the black mamba strikes in 1/15 of a second, but its venom takes hours. In 1973, herpetologist Bill Hast spent 60 years getting bitten by snakes and surviving every time because fast venom still gives you a window. Real lethality speed means time from first contact to prey incapacitation. That's the metric scientists at UC Berkeley's biomechanics lab started using in 2006, and it flipped the entire ranking upside down. So if cheetahs and black mambas aren't at the top, what is? The mantis shrimp strikes at 23 meters per second with a force that cracks aquarium glass and boils the water around its claw through cavitation. The water bubble it creates briefly reaches 4,000 degrees Celsius, nearly as hot as the surface of the sun, from a shrimp the size of your thumb. The pistol shrimp is quieter, but generates a sound burst of 218 decibels, louder than a gunshot, that stuns prey with a pressure wave. The cone snail fires a harpoon that pierces a wetsuit and delivers neurotoxin in milliseconds. There is no antivenom. Sailors in the Pacific call it the cigarette snail, because after it stings you, that's about how long you have. Here's where the rules change. The trapjaw ant, Odontomachus borii, doesn't use continuous muscle power to close its jaws. It preloads elastic energy, like pulling back a bowstring, and then releases it all at once. Its mandibles close at 64 meters per second with 100,000 times the force of gravity. Think of it like a car crash compressed to the size of a sesame seed. Researchers at the Paytech lab at Duke University filmed it in 2006 at 50,000 frames per second and found they had to go even slower to see the full motion. The ant actually uses this snap to launch itself backward as an escape mechanism, hitting 8.3 centimeters per jump. An animal that weaponized its own killing strike to also be its getaway car. The line between weapon and wing is just a question of which direction you aim it. Not a cheetah, not a falcon, an ant you've almost certainly never heard of, living in the soil of Madagascar and Southeast Asia. Its mandible snap clocks at 90 meters per second. That's 324 kilometers per hour, from a jaw the width of a human hair. The acceleration, 5 million times the force of gravity. The entire movement lasts 0.000015 seconds. Your blink takes 150 milliseconds. This ant's kill strike happens 10,000 times before you can blink once. And here's the part that changes everything. The Dracula ant doesn't use muscles to generate this speed. It slides one mandible against the other, like pressing two fingers together and then letting one snap off, storing energy in the flexed exoskeleton itself. It's a biological spring, a living crossbow. But wait, it gets stranger. The Dracula ant is not the apex predator. It's the prey. It evolved this speed not primarily to hunt, but to protect its larvae from centipedes. The fastest kill mechanism in the animal kingdom is a defensive weapon. which means evolution under enough pressure will invent speed so extreme it breaks our categories. And that pressure? It's the same pressure in every cell of your body right now. You've felt this mechanism. Every time you've jumped in fear, flinched from a loud noise, slammed on the brakes before your conscious brain even registered the danger, that's your nervous system bypassing slow, deliberate thought and firing stored energy directly into muscle. The Dracula ant is doing the same thing, just 10,000 times faster. It's not alien biology. It's your biology optimized past the point where muscle fiber can keep up, into the territory of pure physics. There's something humbling about this. We spent centuries ranking animals by the speed we could see, the sprint, the dive, the leap. We built entire myths around apex predators. And all along, in the dark soil beneath our feet, something 1,000 times smaller was operating in a time frame we can't even perceive. We weren't wrong to be afraid of lions. We were wrong about what fear was pointing at. If the fastest killer being an ant changed how you see size and power, wait until you see what we found about the slowest process that's quietly deciding your lifespan right now. It goes even deeper. The most dangerous thing on Earth isn't the one at the top of the food chain. It's the one that had no choice but to become faster than everything else. Subscribe for more videos like this.